A very typical way of homeschooling small children is to teach the basics. And that's what my mother did when I was maybe 6 to 12. She taught me math, she taught me history, science, how to read, how to write, etc. But another particular thing that she did was she gave me the opportunity to develop in things that I wanted to do. And she also made those opportunities available. For example, she let me have piano lessons, art lessons, she taught me how to cook, she taught me how to have physical fitness, the list goes on and on. And what that did was that facilitated my interest into what I wanted to do as a career, instead of waiting till I'm in college to actually have to pick. So right now I already have a plan because from very early age I've been experimenting with a wide variety of different things.
Like when I was younger, I was always interested in building and designing. My mother, I was at a very young age, I had Legos and I would always build houses or machines or whatever from Legos or other types of building blocks, Connects, and what were the other ones? Tinker Tots?
Tinker Toes.
But from a very young age I was always building, I was always playing in my free time. When I grew up a little bit, I thought maybe I wanted to be an architect and I would design houses. I learned how drafting, measurings, angles, and I was always in the design aspect. Now in college, I'm in college for engineering, and I've been doing it ever since I was young. I was experimenting that way, and it helped me bring me to where I am now. When we were younger, we had a set amount of material we had to complete in a day, and we could do it at any pace we wanted, as long as it was done by the time we went to bed. We would have our math section completed, our reading section completed, our language section completed. Whatever we had to do, we could do it after we woke up. We could do it before lunch if we wanted. Usually it didn't take all day. It didn't take as long as public school would take. It only took maybe 3 hours to complete all of the work. But we would get up and at our own pace we would do it, and if we were done, if we checked everything off, completed everything, we had the rest of the day free for ourselves to do whatever else we wanted.
Now, in essence, that was when we were like 6 to 11. As a teenager, it's roughly the same, but with a little couple different aspects. I have the same amount of work that needs to be done every day, but it's through external sources. For example, I go to a community college, and that work needs to be done. I also take online classes at Patrick Henry College. So instead of my mom making me finish the classes, or the work by the end of the day, an actual school is. And which gives me a very flexible schedule. I'm able to go to work when I need to go to work. I'm able to work out in the mornings. I'm able to do extracurricular activities because my schedule is so flexible from doing it at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 p.m. But in general, the flexibility has stayed the same throughout.
In high school, I had a job with a contractor over the summer to do random construction projects. So did Toby as well. We always worked for my dad in his business, and he would pay us for however much we did. So that gave us, at a very young age, like 6 or 5 years old, we were working for him. Gave us an idea of work and the rewards of money for that work. But then when I was just turned 16, I started my first real job as a tutor at my college. And that was my first job that I was hired and received a salary. And since then I have had other jobs as well.
How about you, Toby?
What kind of work I've done?
Yeah.
Well, like Carlos said, we worked for the family business. My dad was an artist, so we helped package things, create frames, put envelopes and cards, etc. And he paid us for our time, obviously. But the interesting aspect was my parents never paid for anything of ours. We always had to pay with our own money. But as I grew older and my expenses grew with wanting a cell phone, a gym membership, etc., I needed to move outside of the regular home income. And so I just picked up yard work, landscaping, construction, and then when I turned 16, I actually got a professional job at Panera, and now hopefully Sweet Frog. My parents knew that there was a risk of becoming socially awkward because you're not relating to peers. And so what my mom and dad did was enabled and facilitated us hanging out with people. We were engaged in our church, we were engaged in homeschool activities like sports, also extracurricular activities like debate class and politics. And also we went to camps over the summer during the school semester that gave us a huge friend base. I have friends all over America because I've grouped up with them at these camps. So as long as the parents are willing to promote socialization, there's no danger of the kids becoming socially awkward.
Yeah.
This is off subject, but a very important aspect of our childhood was the fact that our parents didn't actually give us TV or video games or internet access to internet games, but instead they gave us a limited access to like tools and whatnot, and we'd use our imaginations to facilitate our playing. So we would learn how to construct things and we'd learn how to cook, because if not we'd become bored. And that was really important in our development.